God is good, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about EverQuest Online Adventures, and that is a EverQuest Norrathian adventure that was originally and only exclusively on the PlayStation 2, and I've talked about it before on the channel, but I do have a pretty good update. So the game was canceled. Obviously, it was only on the PlayStation 2. It was never released on PC or any of that kind of thing. However, not too long ago, there was a group of big fans who got together and decided that they wanted to make a private server, an emulator server for EverQuest Online Adventures, and they began their work. And you know, progress has been slow, right? We just got some indie team, a group of people who's trying to bring this game back and make it playable on PC through PlayStation 2 emulators, or from what I understand, possibly in the future, actually playing on a legit PlayStation 2, maybe. But anyway, they made some pretty good progress, and that's what I wanted to make the video about today. Now, before we begin, I do want to give a very big thank you to the members of Napalm. Thank you all so very much. You are the sponsors of this channel and keep it alive, so thank you for that. I could not do this without you, and if you're interested in becoming a member, please click the join button down below for more information and a list of perks. And also, I want to give a very big shout out to Reiko for his extremely generous monthly pledge to keep this channel alive. Now, the video that you are seeing for this is actually straight from the Project Return Home YouTube channel, which is the official channel. You might want to go check that out. I am going to have a link for that down below, and I would recommend going and supporting them, subscribing, because you're going to get updates as they're live and as they happen from that channel. And they do have a Discord as well. Also have a link for their website in the description down below. Of course, if you want to try this for yourself, now there are some files you have to get for yourself, which I'll get to in a minute. But you can download the files necessary if you want to go ahead and try this out. Now, let's talk about what it is. So basically what they've done here is they've created a server that you can log into and you can explore and run around the world, which is pretty freaking exciting for people who haven't gotten to play this game since it got shut down so long ago. I mean, you got to keep in mind that MMORPGs are a living world. It's a place where you make friends, where you used to spend hundreds, if not thousands of hours camping and hanging out, meeting people and questing and doing all these things and getting upgrades for your armor, all that kind of thing. And when they shut down, you can't do it anymore. It's not like a single player game. When the server shuts down, that's it. It's good night for you and your game, and that's it. You cannot go back. You can't re-experience it. And the best you can do is maybe look up some videos, and that's really all you can do up until now. Now, it is not fully playable, as in you can go around and you can actually play like an MMORPG, doing quests and killing mobs and all that kind of thing, but they want to get it to that point. They're just not there yet. Now, what you can do right now is you can log on, run around, see some of your favorite locales, just run around. There are NPCs in the world, a little bit of interactivity there, but that's pretty bare bones for an MMO, right? So it's kind of like an early pre-alpha of EverQuest Online Adventures, I guess you could say, but it's playable, so that's something, right? I'm not going to lie, I was afraid that this project would just kind of peter out and nothing would come of it because it's super complicated, more so than even a normal scenario where you're trying to bring back an MMO that was on PC before, because this game's never on PC, so it's a lot more complicated because you have to work through the restrictions of the emulator for the console that this game is supposed to be on, so it's pretty wild. I'm not even going to try to pretend like I understand how they're pulling any of this off, but there's progress, so obviously they're getting things done and getting things into the game. I highly recommend that you go check them out, go to their Discord, support it, help them. If there's anything you can do to help these guys out, this would mean a lot to a lot of people. Well, that's not true. Almost every time I'm playing an MMO, I find somebody who their first MMO or a very important part of their MMO gaming came from EverQuest Online Adventures, and it introduced a whole generation of console gamers to MMORPGs, because back then, really, there was only two options. There was EverQuest Online Adventures on the PS2, and there was Final Fantasy XI on the PS2, and that was it for consoles back then, right? These days, a lot of MMOs end up on consoles, as you probably know, but that wasn't true back then because consoles didn't have a connectivity. They didn't have access to the internet, and even with these games, the PlayStation 2 wasn't out of the box ready for internet. You had to buy a separate adapter, which cost money around, I don't remember, but around 100, 150 bucks if I remember correctly. And then you had to also get the game, plus you had your monthly fee, so it was quite an investment, right? And, you know, let's just be honest here, a lot of people didn't have access to these kind of things or this equipment, or didn't understand what it meant and what they could do, so it was very limited. However, there is so many people out there influenced by this game, so I know just based off my community alone how this game has touched so many people, and seeing it playable. Seeing people able to run around and explore this world that they haven't been able to see in so long is truly a wonder. Now, the setup, I told you I'd get back to it. It does take a little while. You're going to have to be a little patient. They do have directions on their website in which you can follow, and I will have the link to that website down below. It's basically projectreturnhome.com, and when you get there, you can go up at the top on the bar, click on Project Download, and then it has some instructions there. Now, as they state at the very beginning, for legal reasons, they cannot provide certain proprietary files that are owned by Sony or Sony Online Entertainment. So the actual file for EverQuest Online Adventures Frontiers disc, which is the one that you need, they can't provide the download for that. So you'll have to find your own ISO. And of course, the BIOS for the PlayStation 2, they can't legally, endorse or even support downloading it. Okay, so I'm not telling you to do that, by the way. I'm just saying that can't be provided, the links for that. So, take that for how you will. However, they do provide downloads for PCSX2, various versions, and all the other things that you'll need, including the packets and all that kind of thing. And then there are videos there that you can watch on how to set it up and start using it. It's a bit of a setup process. There's several videos you'll need to watch to understand how to do it, etc. But it is possible, and please keep in mind this is super complicated because of the very nature of what they're trying to do. And to be honest with you, I'm super impressed that they're starting to make progress. Keep in mind, they're not getting paid to do this, right? This is purely a passion project to bring back a game that these people love, and many of you, including myself, does as well. So big hats off to these guys for doing this. Very amazing, and that's pretty much all I have to say. That's where they're at so far. So you're seeing the video. Once again, please go support these guys. Check it. All the information will be in the description down below. The only thing I'm not going to include is the Discord information, but if you want to do that, then just go to the projectreturnhome.com and click on the tab there that says Community Discord, and you can get an invite right into that Discord and begin chatting with other people who are testing and helping develop this game, and I hope you guys will take part in that. Well, guys, that's all I've got for the update so far. Hopefully there'll be more updates in the future about this project, and hopefully it doesn't get shut down, because nobody's profiting off of EverQuest Online Adventures. There is no live server. The game is gone, and these kind of things need to exist, right? And if there's people willing to do it without even making a profit, come on, what's the harm in that? I don't see there being any kind of foul play there. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Are you excited about it? Are you going to go ahead and test it out now? Because if you haven't been there in so long, sometimes it's cool just to go back and see these places, right? You haven't even been able to go there in so long, right? So it's kind of like a little trip down memory lane. Do you plan on doing that? Are you going to wait for them to make more progress? Let me know in the comments down below. But of course, if you want more information about EverQuest Online Adventures, you want the hottest, slickest, newest updates, then please subscribe to their YouTube, where obviously they're going to know, as the developers of bringing this project back, they will know everything first. And of course, as soon as I learn something, I will cover it here on my channel as well. So please subscribe if you haven't already, guys. And before I go, guys, I just want to admit that the channel is going to start talking about a lot of MMOs now. I've decided I'm going to branch out and start talking about all the MMOs. Now, obviously, my opinion isn't going to change, right? I like what I like. I like the old school spirited MMOs, and of course, I'm going to favor those. I'm going to cover more, like Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen, etc. However, I am going to start covering all news of MMOs. So I'm going to become that channel where I cover everything going on that I think is interesting at all, even if it's a game that I don't really care about. I'm still going to cover the news for it and give my opinion on what direction they're headed, etc. So I hope you'll join me for that. And guys, before we go, I do want to give one last big shout out to the members of Napalm. Thank you all so very much. Could not do this without you. You're literally the sponsors of this channel. Thank you so very much. And if you're interested in becoming a member and helping support this channel, please click the join button down below. And thank you, Reiko, for your major contribution and being the highest tier pledge that I have here on the channel. And until next time, guys, God bless and happy gaming.